Hey guys, Mumbling and Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to my comic review. Um, as always, hope everybody's gearing up for the holidays. It's my favorite time of the year, um, and I'm here to deliver the review for the books that came out for December 17th, actually. Like I said on my haul video, no DC. I actually gave all my DC books away to other people because the my comic store um, had a shortage of the DC books, and only the people who have pull lists, they get them first before the other customers. Unfortunately, I gave them away. Now I did hear some things about Wonder Woman. You know, it got blabbed all over the internet, so I couldn't avoid it. Donna Troy seems to be back. I'll check it out. I'll review it next time. Um, and Batman and Green Lantern. Those are the books I didn't get to get. Like I said, I'll answer this question real quick once again. Somebody asked me, I think it was my friend Zach the Thunder King. He asked me my thoughts on DC canceling the 13 books. Uh, I don't like it, especially some of the books I don't like. Um, I don't get. Once again, it just showcases to me, yeah, DC Batman can have 6, 7 books, but Aquaman can't have two. The Green Lanterns can't have more. Why are you canceling Red Lanterns? I enjoyed that book. You know, there's just a lot of titles I'm just kind of scratching my head at. Some of them I'm not. I mean, Batwoman to me has plummeted, and I'm surprised Batgirl ain't on there. But you know, it's just me. All right, so let's get to the titles at hand. So, like I said, no DC, just Marvel and 2 indie books. So let's start it off with Marvel, and we're gonna kick it off with all new Captain America #2. Rick Miranda and Monet does the artwork. Um, the first issue left us off on a major cliffhanger. Sam and Ian Rogers, uh, Steve Captain America's adopted son, who's all grown up now, who is the new Nomad, is went to a secret Hydra base to rescue a child. Unfortunately, they get surrounded by all of pretty much Captain America's Rose Gallery, and pretty much there it's a fight for their lives. And Cap and Nomad are fighting off all these villains. You know, becomes a really grudge battle between Crossbones and Sam in this. It's really cool. We get a little bit of a backstory once again with Sam, which I like. They're going deep into more of Sam's backstory in terms of his childhood, which is cool. Um, nice Magneto. Um, also, um, we get a little bit more into the child as well. I'm not going to spoil what happens with the child that Sam tries to rescue. Uh, and Don't want to spoil too much, but there is a surprise character that returns. We haven't seen this character for a while, and I'm glad to see her back because I actually like this character. All I'm gonna say is, think, how can I put it? She's sassy. She's a I can't even say anything more because it might give it away. All I can say is she is a part of a duo. If you think back to a lot of my previews, I've always called her and her partner the Cagdi and Lacey of the Marvel Universe. And so you get to see her back deep undercover. And man, she drops a bombshell on Sam, and it was a good one. But this was really good. And poor Ian at the end. Oh my God. Yeah. All new X-Men, #34. Bendis does a good job with this. Very impressed. So the past X-Men are still in the Ultimate Universe. Bobby is in Atlanta dealing with one of Mole Man's monsters, and it's 110 degrees, and he's losing his kind of his moisture, his ice abilities. He's able to stop him. He gets arrested, kind of. Rate cops are a little racist, of course, because he's a mutant. Jean and Miles are with the other X-Men, and we get two Jeans meeting each other and reading each other's thoughts, and it's like, this ain't gonna end right. Of course, James and X-23 still collaborating on, okay, James tells them that in the Ultimate Universe, mutants are made by man, not they were born this way, things like that. Beast, of course, is still with Victor Von Dam, and it's very interesting. Indeed, still good storytelling. Nothing really to too much complain about. The only thing I say for me is how are they going to get back? That's the main thing. But I did like the part where Ultimate Jean tells past Jean, past 616 Jean, that Spider-Man, Miles, has a crush on him. It's very funny. And she's like, I know. I thought that was funny. All right. Axis, number 8. One more to go before this wraps up. Like I said, this wasn't too bad. I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed the last event. Rick Miranda, Lee Lin Yu does the artwork. Good artwork. So the X-Men, the inverted X-Men, nearly set off a bomb in Manhattan that's pretty much going to wipe out all the humans but keep anybody with an X gene, mutants, alive. However, thanks to old Spidey and an unlikely teammate, actually able to stop it. And it might have cost this person his life. Not going to spoil who that is, but it's an inverted villain. Take a guess. We don't really get any more detail into, is it true that they have pretty much retconned the twins' origin, having Magneto not be pretty much his children. But there's a little bit of dialogue. Wanda is still causing havoc in Latveria, and then once again we get the reappearance or rebirth of another character that Doom made a deal with the demigod to bring back. Not gonna spoil who that is, but just I'll give you a clue. Look on the Uncanny Avengers #1 reboot that's coming, and that character's on the cover. But it was really cool to see, and he actually helps stop Wanda. The inverted Avengers like Thor and Iron Man and all them get involved, and Thor nearly kills Apocalypse again because he's using his axe that can hurt him, and we get to find the big whopper at the end of who has the Red Skull, and it was like, whoa, I enjoyed that very much. Good job, Mr. Remender. I'm still not very happy about what you guys are doing with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. You're messing with history and messing with established history. I'm not cool with that. Not at all. Black Widow #13. Nice cover. Badass cover. Widow, she's on a mission now to take out the secret organization known as Chaos that has put her friend in the hospital, her lawyer friend in the hospital. And she knows that this is going to cause a lot of trouble. She can't really go to the Avengers. She can't really go to S.H.I.E.L.D. Even Hawkeye even comes into her friend who's in the hospital and tells her that she's got to be careful because everybody's going to be after her. her lawyer friend tries to tell her to lay low, but this is Natasha, guys. She's not gonna lay low for long, and we realize that. And she literally is on it. She's got a mission. She's got a list. Think Kill Bill with the list, and everybody she takes off, she's crossing out. This was good. This was really good. Edmondson still does a good job, and I love Noto's artwork. It suits Black Widow very well. This was good. Captain Marvel 100. Yeah, gonna call it that. Captain Marvel 100 instead of 10. Miss Kelly Sue DeConnick does a very good job. This still kind of ties into Carol still being kind of homesick. You know, she's not home a lot, you know, because she's out in space more often now. And she gets letters from the people that, you know, people she knows. And she's reading off the letters and talks about what was going on Earth and things like that. And, you know, this woman who's obsessed with her tried to blow up Manhattan. And she gets letters from, who's the letters she gets? She gets letters from Spider-Woman, who was really funny. To think Spider-Woman is actually scared of rats. I was like, that was funny. She gets messages from uh, War Machine, aka Iron Patriot, Rhodey, and of course they still play up the fact that her and Rhodey kind of had a little thing on the side. You know, had a little fling, which is good. I'm trying to remember the little girl who lived in a building. Um, Trying to remember her name, but she gets letters from them and she's reading them off. And then that kind of gives her a little homesick. She's like, so she tells the mutant Lily Chastity to, you know, teleport her home to Earth, make sure nobody knows, and it happens. But this is actually a two-part story. This was just a really fun issue. Um, a lot of stuff that was good. The artwork was really good. You know, sometimes you're gonna get kind of good storytelling by Kelly Sue, but kind of artwork when you're dealing with Captain Marvel. But this was good, very good. Boy, Deathlock #3, Mr. Edmonds. Again, sir, I bow my head to you. Um, this was good. This continues to shine, in my opinion. This continues to be a very good espionage slash deep undercover but dark and gritty book. We're starting to see that the organization that is controlling Mr. Hayes, Henry Hayes, uh, the people that may be one of the handlers may be having some second thoughts about it. You know, just, you know, Henry Hayes thinks he's, you know, he's a doctor. He thinks he's going to these cities and, you know, doing his job as a doctor, and they fill his head with false memories, and he comes back like nothing ever happened. But in reality, he's a Deathlock. He's like a mercenary for hire, and you know, he doesn't know about this, and it continues to shine. In this, he's in Germany, and he's dealing with an organization out there, and you know, gets just really gritty. Some of the fireworks, and I'm talking about his hardware, badass. I enjoyed it. um I do like the scene with his daughter. You know, he comes home and he tries to make amends with his daughter in terms of, like, he's telling her, like, look, I know it's been hard with your mother gone, and I'm trying my best. And you know, that was really touching. You know, it really showcased a single father, you know, while he's trying to keep his daughter on that straight edge, you know, not go crazy and out of control, and you know, her grades are slipping and things like that. But on the other side of the thing, we're still getting into the AIM has blackmailed that certain person once again that I told you before, to find Henry Hayes, and she goes to a previous Deathlock by the name of Michael Collins. Good stuff. Elektra, number 9. Blackman does the writing in this. After the Hand has stolen Bullseye out of S.H.I.E.L.D's and Elektra's grasp, thanks to the Hand having a freaking dragon, yes, Elektra calls in a favor. Well, she gets a little help. Her and uh, um, Maria Hill, they get a little help from a magical source, and it's kind of cool to see that this character is back, because I thought this character died, but she's actually kind of dead to everybody else. Nobody really knows she's alive. Jennifer Kale is back. She's alive, and she helps Elektra find the Hand with this dragon. Jennifer Kale, for all those who don't know, is the cousin of the Ghost Riders, Johnny Blaze and Dan Kench. But we see that she's kind of different, but she helps out Elektra. Elektra finds them, and she even talks to this dragon, because literally, I'm going to spoil this for you, she literally eats an ancient dragon's heart. I'm not joking. She eats a dragon's heart, and it's able to her to talk to the dragon, and the dragon tells her that the Hand is, he doesn't like the Hand. He doesn't like, he's a slave to them. They don't treat him with respect and things like that. And he's like, look, I'll help you stop the Hand if you help free me. Elektra's like, okay. And they take down the Hand pretty much. This was good storytelling. The artwork by Del Mundo, it's very good. I'll even show you guys where she's eating this dragon's heart. You can see it right here. Like she's biting all into it. Sick. But this was good. The dragon heart also shows Elektra's all her memories, and especially a very, very touching memory between her and Matt, right before Matt left for San Francisco. Very touching. It just truly showed, it still truly shows how much Elektra loves Matt Murdock, no matter what. It's good stuff. I really enjoyed that scene very much. Guardians in the Galaxy number 22. Bendis, good job with this. The Guardians, after leaving off what happened with Groot, yes, the symbiote had attached itself to Groot. I'm gonna spoil that for you guys. And it becomes now a cat and mouse game for the rest of the Guardians to get the symbiote off of Groot. And a lot of them are taking aspects of maybe we have to kill Groot, things like this. And Star-Lord Peter is like, look, wait, Iron Man gave me this little sonic device to get it, and something goes bad. It's really funny. In the meantime, the people of planet Spartax are talking about hiring a new leader, and maybe even hiring a certain somebody to be their leader, which is kind of interesting as well. And it's most of this is on the Guardian ship, and it's all about the symbiote keeps jumping. It's literally, as my bro says and mentor Blue Goblin said, the symbiote has become a whore for subjects, pretty much jumping from one host to another host. It was like, oh my god, but it was good nonetheless. This was it was fun, and at the end, who the symbiote host attaches itself to next was, oh boy, oh boy. Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man, number 8. Bendis again. A lot of Bendis. Bendis. This was, let me just say what this was fucking awesome. we get, we get, I repeat that. Let me repeat that once again. We get in depth of Miles's dad's backstory, what he was like as a young man growing up. Oh my God, good freaking storytelling between him and his brother Aaron, and what him meeting a certain one-eyed agent. I'm gonna that you get spoiled. Who he worked for and why, all this stuff, and it's pretty much Miles has to pretty much digest all this while his dad is telling him this story, and that's not even half of the story. And it's just like, oh my God, this was good, very good. Bendis just kills it on this title. I can't wait till the next issue. Um, Good stuff. This was just great. Moon Knight number 10. Brian Woods, Greg Samwood does the artwork. Now that Mark's psychiatrist tricked Khonshu into joining her as, you know, his avatar for vengeance and things like that, Matt is without. He knows, Mark knows that. Well, I keep saying Matt. Did I say Matt, guys? If I said Matt, I apologize. Mark needs to find his psychiatrist, who has her own agenda. Her name was Elisa Warsman. Her agenda is to kill the man responsible for killing who was a warlord in her native Africa, who killed her family, and I think killed her, ransacked her whole village. So pretty much, and she literally was able to trick Khonshu into agreeing with her. And you just see how much she's playing with, using the abilities to play with other characters' emotions in this. And good story, and not a lot of dialogue. A lot of the storytelling is just told through the panels of artwork, and it's done really well, which I really enjoyed. This was really good. Psychedelic, still very psychedelic storytelling. But what do you expect from a character like Moon Knight? But I love me some Moon Knight. I love Mark Spector, and I always will. But this was a good story. The cover does kind of give a little bit of the setting, the United Nations. That's exactly where most of the majority of the story will take place, and it was good. It's good indeed. Scarlet Spiders number 2. Mike Costa Diaz does the artwork. We get down to the bottom of the clones get down to the bottom of the Heritor Gen X in this world, that pretty much where the Inheritors have taken over. They all the other heroes like work for them, like we saw in this. We see Johnny Storm working for them as head of security, and we see all these. We're pretty much all kind of the other heretics come from, in terms when they die, they seem to come back and things like that. And it's really good storytelling. We get to see the different dynamics of the clones, from Ben Reilly to Jessica Jones to continuing with Kane, and you just clearly see the differences in the personalities of the clones and things like that. We also get to see who else works for the Miles fucking Warren. Yeah, I'm a fucking jackal. I fucking hate the jackal. But he's not the jackal. He's just his human self. I'll spoil that for you guys. But once again, it continues to be good. The ending is really interesting. This title is still open for anybody who wants to code. This was good nonetheless. But I still have the code for this if anybody wants it. What else codes are available? I forgot to tell you guys what else codes are available. Guard, no, Guardians is not available, right? I think I gave this away already. Yeah, gave that away. Elektra, Captain Marvel, um, all new X-Men, Scarlet Spiders are still available. Um, this is not available. Spider-Verse Team-Ups #2, Christos Gage, and Jerry Conway. Yes. Um, as you all know, Jerry Conway is coming back to Amazing Spider-Man soon, so I'm looking forward to that. But in this issue, the first story was good, but I have to admit, once again, this was a title I missed last week. The first story was cool with Miles and Ultimate Spider-Man TV series Peter Parker going to the 1966 animated Spider-Man world. It was interesting. It was cool. I was okay with it. But it's the next story that really caught me, the one that's written by Jerry Conway about Spider-Gwen meeting another Peter Parker who turns into a goblin, which was really interesting. And it literally was mainly more of Gwen saving this Peter Parker's kind of his soul, feeling regret, feeling the pain of losing Gwen, and then he kills the Green Goblin, and then he kills, quote unquote, himself as Spider-Man and becomes a goblin himself with a mask that's blue, but he wears more of the Hobgoblin's getup. And good storytelling once again. Even though this has been out a week now or so, still not going to spoil it, but it was good nonetheless. Very good. Good stuff. Okay, Spider-Woman #2, Hopeless. Fucking man. Goddamn man. First of all, Spider-Woman is getting a new costume soon. I like the new costume. I agree with my friend Serena Sampson, aka the Princess of Geeks. That's her Twitter account, guys. It does look a little bit Speed Racer-esque. Oh, you just saw it. I think it just passed on the screen if you didn't see it. It does look a little bit Mockingbird-like, Speed Racer-esque, but I like it. She hasn't had a new look for 30-something years. I think, yeah, 30. She's been out about 30-something years. Correct me on that one, guys. But she's gonna get it soon. But this was interesting. In this issue, it still ties to Spider-Verse, and while Silk ran off, tried to do everything her damn self, and getting chased by 2 other Hereditors, Jessica is still in the world that she's in, and she finds out that this world is like a combination of old meets new meets future. Everything's weird. You got cowboys on horseback meshing with galaxy-like characters, pirates, and things like that in this world that the Hereditors run. But also you can see that she has a doppelganger there. The version of her is kind of like this bitchy character who is like loved by everybody, and of course you're gonna get a lot of the goddamn smiling and things like that. But besides that, you get to see the biggest thing about it is who her counterpart in this world really is. She is kind of something to Morlun, and I'm like, what the fuck? But one thing I will say that Silk did, she might have found a world that the Hereditors can't go to, and it's Earth 3145. It's a it's a it's a post-thermonuclear war Earth that the Hereditors, the 2 sibling Hereditors, and I think all of them, they can't get to. They can't go to. Um, and Silk now knows about it. So that was interesting. I'll give him that. That was very interesting. Last book. Oh, yeah, Spider Woman is available if you guys, anybody wants to code for Spider Woman. Storm #6. Greg Pak. This was good storytelling. Storm has dealt her hand with Yuki. Uh, um, and she wants to go home. She's heading back home to New York. Takes a flight. She doesn't fly. She takes a flight because she's kind of banged up after what happened in the previous issues. And some of them know who she is, and they're just like, oh, you're Aurora Monroe, and things like that. Then you got a couple of racists who are scared of mutants on there. Like she's like, Pilot, I didn't know mutants were going to be on it, and blah blah blah. And then they're like, which mutant? And she literally says she doesn't call Storm by her name. She says the African one, and it's almost like what the. And Storm's like, kind of upset, but the pilot's like, what the whatever. And then while they're on flight, there's a storm comes in, and Storm's like, I'm not doing this. People kind of looking at her, and Storm makes the storm go away. And it's there that some of the passengers who were kind of jitty about having a mutant on a plane, is like smiling at her. Then all of a sudden, shit hits the fan on the plane, and that's where the story culminates. And we get to see Storm do some things as well. I'm not going to spoil too much with the plane, and good storytelling, very much. It felt like Vertigo, or it felt like Passenger 57. That is the best way to describe this issue. This felt like Passenger 57, indeed. Just Storm style. But it was good. So that's all the Marvel, guys. Let's get on to the indie. Both indie books come from Dynamite. We're going to kick this off with Django Zorro #2. Quentin Tarantino and Matt Wagner. I just tweeted this to you guys. I tweeted this and said, continues to do a good job. This was great. We get a little bit more in depth into De La Vega's father and why he's doing this, in terms of, because he's telling the story about his father to Django. And that's pretty much where it centers around before it gets to the present of these two characters. But it was good, very good. I really enjoyed the storytelling very much. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to spoil too much, guys. All I can say is this continues to be a very good official sequel to a Quentin Tarantino movie, and I very much enjoy it. Can't wait to the next one, because that is where pretty much Django and Zorro meet the person they're going to meet, the Archduke of Arkansas. Tweeted this to Mr. Justin Gray, Lone Ranger Vindicated #2. Just Mr. Gray, you continue to make the classic character of Lone Ranger great. Let me say that again. You continue to make the classic character of the Lone Ranger, an American iconic character, the Lone Ranger, great. After the first issue, the Ranger and Tonto put a certain character to rest in terms of latest character to rest, and they're on they want to find the person responsible for the death of this person. Doesn't go all according to plan. There's a lady, in terms of the very beautiful redhead known as what's her name, Fiona Doyle. has caught the eye of the Ranger. He's literally gaga for this girl. Um, he even saves her again, and this time we get a little bit more in depth of the character of Miss Doyle. We find out that she's from Dublin. So she's Irish. So she's got a very lovely Irish accent. So, and I love the line because uh, the Ranger is like, I've never heard an accent like that. Anytime it says they're not from here, he always thinks of someone from the East, Chinese. Um, so he says you kind of speak a little funny, and she's like, well, she kind of cracks him. Well, y'all speak pretty funny too, and he's like, I don't sound like that. It was fun. I love the banter between him and Tonto about women, and Tonto says those famous words to Ranger Kimosabe. It was lovely. Of course, I'm gonna get a kick out of that. I was like, you can't have Tonto not call the Ranger Kimosabe, and he does. But the plot thickens even more about the people who stealing the money, the tax money from the people of Red River, and very good storytelling. But a fun issue nonetheless from Mr. Gray. Very much enjoyed it. What can I say? It's good to see the Ranger being showing the respect that he deserves. And once again, like I said, Dynamite, no matter what, always continues to make those pulp iconic characters that came before the characters we know today, even Batman and Superman, and make them great. Lone Ranger, good stuff. And once again, like I said, this is great. Get your mind off of, as my mentor Blue God once said, that stupid bad Disney movie that came out not too long ago. They're good. And once again, Mr. Villegas, your artwork is just suits this title so well. I love it. Good stuff. Well, guys, that is it for this week. I will have the DC books next week. For next time. I also I will also I was trying to remember what I was gonna say. I'll also next week definitely will be the final review for the month of December. I'm letting you guys know right now. My haul. I won't be picking up my books this week. I'm gonna wait till after Christmas. Um, as always, guys, you guys have a very happy holiday and safe Christmas, and happy Hanukkah once again to all my Jewish subscribers and Jewish friends, as well as Kwanzaa is about to start as well, so happy Kwanzaa as well. I think it started already, or I think it's about to start. Could be wrong. Um, but I won't be picking up my books next week until after Christmas, so that'll probably be a Friday or so, and that'll be the last books for from December, and I will do once again the raffle. Um, Unfortunately, this time, guys, for this one, I still haven't decided what the prize will be for the giveaway for December. Thinking maybe a gift card or something. I still getting ready to um, some send out the 2 gifts that for the previous winners. Like I said, I haven't forgotten about you guys. There is gonna come, but once again, like I said, Christmas came and things like that, so I wanted to get Christmas out of the way. But once that wraps up, yeah, I'll be sending you guys out there. Like I said, so to Lamar and Zach, the Thunder King, the first two previous winners. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I haven't. Not at all. I will be sending you your gifts. Um, Lamar, you know what yours is. Zach, you don't know what yours is. And I want to keep it that way. Um, but other than that, you guys tell me what you thought about this week's books. I will see you guys next time. And I said, y'all have a happy holidays as well. Um, and this is Mount Vernon Kid, the Omni Geek High Lord of New York, saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. I bid you a Wiedersehen. Take care.